We live? Honestly, think you just start reading. All right, we live. Welcome back, everybody. Super Ghost, and I'm back again. I kind of wanted to do a follow up on the Bruce's Beach. I just wanted to read another article about it. Get more of a reference, right? Um, or a source. To keep up on it. I think I'm gonna do this. I think I'm gonna find like maybe one or two more articles on it, and um and I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it into a playlist or whatnot for future reference. So, without further ado, this one I put in the description, right? This comes from the Guardian, right? And the article's morning. Bruce's Beach. The title is Bruce's Beach to be returned to Black family 100 years after city used the law to steal it. Uh, illegal, illegally, illegally, ridiculous. Um, that's crazy. 100 years, 100 years. All right, just go ahead and hop right into it. Really, it starts to, that's the title. Bruce's Beach to be returned to Black family 100 years after city used the law to steal it. California governor apologized for city seizure of first West Coast resort for Black people, which almost certainly would have made heirs millionaires. You daggone right. You daggone right. Starts with the beachfront property seized from a Black family in Southern California nearly a century ago will be returned to the family's descendants in a move hailed as a milestone in the fight for reparations and a return of land stolen from people of color. I hate that term, people of color. I really do. I really hate that term, people of color. I do not want to be referred to as a person of color. Uh, but I digress. Sorry. In 1912, nearly a century. Shoot, that's more than a century. It's a century and 10 years. In 1912, Willa and Charles bought the land in Manhattan Beach, a Los Angeles seaside suburb, turning it into a thriving resort run for and by Black residents despite harassment and violence from white neighbors. But in the 1920s, the Manhattan Beach Council used eminent domain to take the land from the Bruces, purportedly for use as a park. Yet the land lay unused for years until it was transferred to the state in 1948. Yet the land lay unused for years until was transferred to the state in 1948. Sorry. This week, the descendants of Willa and Charles Bruce, including the couple's great great grandson, watched California's governor Gavin Newsom sign a law that allows ownership of the property known as Bruce's Beach to be transferred back to the family. With half a dozen descendants of the couple present, Newsom apologized for how the land was taken before signing the bill during the ceremony at the property on Thursday. There are other families waiting for this very day to have their land returned to them. Patricia Bruce, a cousin of Willa and Charles Bruce told the Associated Press. That's probably going to be my next article from the Associated Press. Legislation unanimously approved by state lawmakers was necessary to allow the state of the complex legal process of transferring ownership of Bruce's Beach. LA County officials moved earlier this year to return valuable property to the descendants, granting them the wealth they had been denied for generations. In a recent interview with The Guardian, Anthony Bruce, a 38-year-old great grandson, called the return of the property a reckoning that has been long overdue. For me, the generations after this would mean an inheritance. Yeah. And that internal security of knowing that I come from somewhere, that I come from a people. Amid rampant segregation, hate crimes, and threats, the Bruces built the first West Coast resort for black people. Situated along what became one of Southern California's signature beaches, fronted by rows of multi-million-dollar homes, it included a lodge, cafe, dance hall, and dressing tents. The journey here was far from easy, said Kavan Ward, a black resident who learned of the property's history and founded Justice for Bruce's Beach. Shout out to this guy, whoever Kavan Ward is. Wanted to help us. This Ward also co-founded Where Is My Land, an organization that aims to return land taken from Black Americans and get restitution. The organization is looking at several other unspecified projects, including one in California, to see if its goals are possible. Janice Hahn, I believe that's not how to pronounce, the county supervisor who led a government push to transfer the land, said the heirs would almost certainly be millionaires if the property had not been taken. The law was used to steal this property 100 years ago, and the law today will give it back, Hahn said. Newsom said the Bruces could have become like other leading Southern California entrepreneurs, like the Getty family, who garnered fame for its oil wealth and art collection. The Bruce's property along the south shore of Santa Monica Bay encompasses two parcels. The county's lifeguard training headquarters building sits there now, along a scenic beach walkway lined with luxury homes and overlooking the beach. I'm scrolling down. In Manhattan Beach, the population of 35,000 is more than 84% white and 0.8% black. Goodness. According to the city website, this year the city council formally condemned the efforts of the early 20th century predecessors to displace the Bruces and several other black families. The county, meanwhile, has outlined steps needed to move forward with the transfer, including assessing the value of the parcels and trying to find a means to lessen the tax burden on the heirs. Patricia Bruce, 65, of Hawthorne, said the family has not yet decided what it will do with the property. I think this is an excerpt from her. Nope, that's it. That's the end of the article. So again, shout out to the Bruce family. Um, yeah, for them getting their land back, at least getting it signed. Hopefully, it doesn't have any more troubles like in the last um in the last article I read. Because the last article I read was more recent. This one is from October of last year. Um, I believe that issue started after this. I believe so. But congrats to them. Shout out to the Bruce family. I hope y'all be prosperous. And that's all I got. I'm gonna be out. I'm gonna come with another article to read too. Again, on Nana Nana.